I want to give you that bone, Boo. He won't share that bone with you, will he? He's a mean brother. Alright, well, the sun just went down over that ridge. And, of course, it's been a pretty nice day today overall, but this is going to be the last day that it's going to be nice, according to the weather. So, I'm not expecting too much out of tonight as far as cold goes, but as of right now, it says we're looking at 64 degrees outside, and it says right here where this thing is sitting on top of my backpack, which is underneath, it says 71. Now, I don't know how reliable this thermostat is. I picked it up at Walmart. It's an AccuRite. It's one of those indoor-outdoor dealios. Picked it up for $10, so like I said, I question its reliability, but I know lots of other people that have actually used it pretty successfully, so I don't know. But so far, so good. I'm seriously doubting that I'm even going to need the top cover tonight, so I may just leave it converted, you know, the convertible top open tonight, and might use it tomorrow night, because I definitely know that according to the weather that the temperature is going to drop well down into the 30s. I think they're calling for about 36 in town, and I'm actually expecting it to get quite a bit lower out here in the woods. Yeah, so I'm out here with the Hammock Gear 0 degree incubator, and I've got a 20 degree burrow top quilt with 2 ounces of overstuff. So I'm not expecting to ever get too cold these next 2 nights. But, you know, the one thing that you always do kind of notice is that when you have to stay like all bundled up because the ambient temperature around you is cold, that always makes it a bit of a challenge. Because you can't really like hang your arms out or really do anything because you don't want any of that heat to escape. So the premise with the freezer flaps is a lot like you would find with like the travel sock or the winter sock or any of the other types of cocooning mechanisms, whatever. But the freezer flaps are completely different because it's basically just a drape. You know, they look like the flaps, you know, that separate a freezer from the outside or whatever. So held down by weight, you know, it's usually really heavy plastic or whatever. So I don't know, I think they're going to work pretty good. Not to mention that the you know, they only weigh about, the whole thing only weighs about 8 ounces total, and that's with this Epsilon 1.55 ounce mil-spec material. So like I was telling you guys in the last video, if you got anything lighter like 1.1 or like a Hyper D 1.0, like these things would weigh almost nothing. I'm serious. They would probably weigh maybe 4 or 5 ounces at best. And I might actually test it out and see what I come up with using the exact same dimensions. Because even though this is nice and I love camo patterns or whatever, there are those hiking trips where, you know, I don't really need the camo, and I still just might need the warmth. So making me another set out of a different type of material might actually be worth it. So we'll have to check that out and see. That temperature right there is what it says it's in town, 66 degrees. And out here, up on this ridge, of course, it's always like 4 degrees difference. I mean, it's almost like clockwork. 62 degrees. So, we're falling fast. Good morning, everyone. It's day 2, and according to the thermometer, it got down to 47 last night. And 47 is not too bad. So the wind just pretty much never stopped. And I caved. I ended up totally using the new freezer flaps. And hey, we've all made this mistake. Like, you know, the weather's pretty nice when you first get to camp, so you don't think it's going to be very bad, so you pitch your tarp up a little high so you can kind of see out and look around and all that. Well, that's exactly what I did. And as you can see, the breeze is coming straight through here. It's cutting right in. No doors shut. So I caved, and I went on ahead and used the freezer flaps last night. And I just kind of pulled it over top of me like that. And I'm telling you, it may only be about 7 or 8 ounces of fabric, but it made all the difference in the world. So far, freezer flaps +1. Oh my God, that wind is just crazy up on this ridge. You just, yeah. One more thing to note too. I'm in here with my down, and I took my down jacket and I put it in my stuff sack. And I've been using this as my pillow. Great idea. Second of all, with all this downy goodness, the maximum temperature that it got in here, 94 degrees. 94 degrees. So, needless to say, I never felt the cold last night at all. But now it's time for coffee. All right. So Christine, she is going to be using the DIY sock that we made. It's a woodland camo. It's just some fabric that we picked up from, I don't know, was it Joann's or Hancock's? Hancock Fabrics. And usually those stores, they don't usually carry anything except 1.9 ounce ripstop nylon, so it's not all that lightweight. There's the sock that we made, and surprisingly enough, it actually fit over top of this DD Jungle hammock that we own, and the hoops.
It fits better on other hammocks.
Yeah.
It does the job on this one.
It actually does a pretty good job though. The hoops really do kind of keep it up and in a good position.
Sock, underquilt, hammock.
Yeah, so you basically got a cocoon of, it's basically going to create a microclimate, and you get inside your hammock. You'll zip it up and everything, just like you normally would. And this is the part where, this is the part that I wanted to uncomplicate, was the fact that, you know, you've got this whole separate zipper, but this is a complete cocoon surrounding your sleep system. So unlike the freezer flaps, you really aren't going to have any chance of air getting through at all with this system. So if you're an extremely cold sleeper, this is probably what you're going to want to go with. Yeah, I mean, it's surprising just how well that thing actually fits. We actually stole that zipper that's on this from one of the Yukon hammocks, the one with the bug net. Picked it up for 25 bucks, and now we've got a netless hammock. We've used that the no-seam mesh for peak bags and the pockets on other things, and we stole that zipper off the hammock and used it on this this cover. So it has been pretty valuable as parts. The seams, the seams and everything, we just kind of did a flat felled seam where we pieced it together up at the top. And I think we did something similar. We may have just done a inside out seam, you know, where you put the two right sides together and then sewed it together.
Just like you're building a tarp.
Yeah. So this is
We learned a lot though.
Yeah, we learned a lot from this system as far as building it, because
We made a lot of mistakes.
we definitely goofed quite a bit on this one. But I mean, it still ended up being a functional piece of kit. So, and this will be the first real test. It's supposed to get pretty close to freezing tonight. I'm expecting it to maybe even reach freezing. So, and she's an extremely cold sleeper, so we're going to find out if this does in fact add the extra warmth that we were hoping for. And I am definitely going to be trying out those freezer flaps on mine tonight again, because with my tarp pitched up high like this, I let a lot of air in last night that I probably shouldn't have. And those freezer flaps, man, they saved the day, because I was not getting out in the middle of the night to repitch this tarp. That's just all there was to it. So just having it there as a backup to help cut that wind was pretty invaluable. So here's what I actually use as my pillow. I just started kind of doing this because I don't really like to just have pieces of gear that only do one thing and one thing only. I kind of want things to pull double duty, maybe even triple duty or whatever. But this is the stuff sack that I usually carry my clothes in. And I usually have like my sleep clothes and stuff like that in here. And I just take them out. And when I'm ready to go to bed, I usually take some extra layers off, because you actually get warmer with the down. So I usually carry this cheap Walmart down jacket. I think I picked it up for, how much we buy it for? Like 11 bucks. They had it on clearance, and I think they still have it on clearance on Walmart.com. Just look for the Realtree Extra men's down or women's down jacket. And so when I'm up moving around, I can use my jacket, as a jacket. But you toss it in that stuff sack, and I'm telling you what, it makes a pretty good neck pillow. And these sides wrap up around your head, keep your ears warm. It was pretty fantastic last night. So yeah, if you don't like to carry any extra gear and you want it to be multifunction, pick up one of these cheap jackets. I mean, it's not bad for the price. There's quite a bit of down in there. They say it's 80% down and 20% feather, but I have yet to feel any quills poke me, so I'm not gonna bust it open to find out and test the ratio either, but so far so good. Boonus, are you a camo dog now? Do you like comfort? Where's that cookie?
Where's that squirrel?
You left your camouflage behind.
Here comes his brother.
Spam and potatoes. That's gonna be good. It's in a gravy sauce too. Surprisingly enough, the spam and potatoes is pretty good.
Is it?
You don't really taste like spam with the gravy sauce in there.
Yeah, I'm not much on gravy sauces like that, so I don't think I would like it at all, but yeah, it's all for you. Got it really, really cheap. I thought it'd be good camp food.
It's good and fatty. That'll keep me warm for at least a couple hours.
Starting to get a little chilly again. Stopped eating that hot soup. And of course that wind doesn't help anything. Ooh, Lord have mercy.
See, the wind's coming from behind us now.
Yeah. Change the direction.
Well, I might have to.
I really like my tarp.
Might have to batten down the hatches there, Pew.
Yeah, mine are kind of batting a little bit. That one door. You almost lost your ground cloth there. Started to blow.
Yeah, it was up top.
Ooh, there it goes. Bang.
Everything's a flying. It's 51 degrees out and it's chilly. The cold front out of the north is coming in and got us a nice little fire going. So here at 2:30, if it ain't getting no warmer than this, then we're probably looking at a pretty chilly night, especially with that breeze. So So we've only got about another hour before sundown, and it's already starting to get kind of chilly out. The cold front from the north is finally moving in, so I went on ahead and pulled my doors in on the DIY multicam tarp that I built about a month or so ago. And I'm keeping a check on the temperature tonight with this thing. It's basically like an outdoor thermometer. There's the Mountain Smith Haze 50 liter. It's an excellent ultralight pack for those that want one that's a little bit more rugged than, say, you know, the Dyneema style ones or whatever. To each their own, though. Anyway, so I got the thermometer in there, and right now it says about 51 degrees outside, and with the doors brought down and everything. It says it's about 57 degrees inside, so we're looking at about a 6-degree difference. We'll just take a looky look. Yeah, that actually says 58 degrees, so it's actually a little bit warmer. So I'm hoping it doesn't get too much colder than how I felt last night. But those flaps, as you can see, like I've got them pulled down here to the foot end, they can just slide just like a drape. If I pull it, and it completely covers everything underneath. So, and what I'm going to do here on this end is I'm just going to clip like my mess kit right here so that it pulls it taut, just like that. And here on the inside, I've got those pockets. I can just toss my phone or my knife or my headlamp or whatever right here in this pocket. And I've got another one on that side too. And that'll keep the sides down. But I gotta be honest, guys. I mean, there's not much wind getting in here anyway. So with both the tarp and the freezer flaps, I really don't see me getting too awfully cold tonight. The wind shouldn't creep in, but as soon as I get ready to bed down, I'll take a quick temperature reading, see what it is. And last night I took the temperature based off what the temperature was inside my top quilt, and that was with the tarp almost all the way up. And I mean, it was warm. The thermometer gauged it at 94 degrees on the inside. So tonight I'm actually going to be hanging it up onto the ridgeline, the thermometer, and I'm just going to take a temperature reading on the ambient temperature underneath the freezer flaps and see how well they do just with the open air inside of the hammock. So I'm hoping it ends up at least being, I don't know, anywhere from between a 12 to 15 degree difference. Pretty similar to what we had on the last test. I ended up just out in the yard, ended up getting about a 12 degree difference. And I was pretty pleased just with that. So I'm hoping I get similar results tonight. So, but I will let you guys know. Okay, so almost nightfall. I don't know what the temperature is right now. What'd you say it was? 50? Yeah, because last time I went in the hammock, it said it was reading 50 out. But outside this fire, it's pretty warm, like right here in the vicinity. But as soon as you walk out, it's pretty cold. My ears are freezing right now. Yeah, us southern boys, we don't really like the cold. Ew. I think that breeze has settled down quite a bit too. I don't think it's going to be nearly as bad tonight as it was last night.
Alright, get up, Domino. Get up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. You're too big. You're a lap dog.
You look awful toasty. It's a nice hot fire. It's pretty sad because it's only 2 degrees colder or warmer right now than the lowest that it got last night. So we still got about another 15 to 20 degrees to drop this evening. And the test shall begin. I will update everyone in the morning as to just how low it really did get and how the freezer flaps worked out for me. Sayonara! All right, it's the next morning, and Christine stayed relatively warm inside that sock. And when I say relatively warm, I say it because she's a super cold sleeper. How'd you do, Pew?
Very warm.
DIY sock in woodland camo, and she stayed very warm. Of course, she had a 0-degree top quilt in there too, but you know, you'd think that would keep you super warm, but girls, man, they just sleep cold. Most of them do anyway. Me, on the other hand, inside there with the tarp all the way down, most of the way down. I did leave a little bit out for some condensation, make sure we get a little bit of airflow and stuff. And honestly, I'm pretty impressed. Those freezer flaps, let me see if I can grab my thermostat. Yeah. I woke up at about 4 o'clock in the morning and the temperature in here said, on the inside it said it was about 60 degrees. On the outside it said it was about 42 degrees. So what is that? That's 18 degrees. So 18-degree difference at 4 o'clock in the morning, and it was almost the same when I woke up this morning, only it was like 59 and 42 or something like that. So it was about 16 or 17 degrees. So in my estimation, if those freezer flaps are actually working the way they're supposed to, I'm getting anywhere from between 15 to 18 degree increase. And of course, this is with tarp all the way down. You're blocking as much wind as possible from the outside. But just having that, you know, 15 to 20 degree increase in temperature, I mean, for 8 ounces worth of freezer flaps, it's totally worth it. So I consider this a success. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and all the information contained herein. And I have seriously considered possibly making a DIY video on how to make them. So if anyone's interested, I might actually do a DIY video, make another one, and if you leave a comment below, I'll probably try and give one away for free and ship it out to you. So, and please leave a comment or subscribe to the channel if you feel like it. See you guys on the next one.